Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Growing Up Alien. Today we have a wonderful colleague as our guest, and this will spend a little time looking at Julia, who is not only an artist, and I think you'll be amazed at some of the beautiful pieces she's created, but she's a lifelong clairvoyant, clairsentient, a shaman and a shamanic healer. And she is also, unfortunately, an experiencer of the SRA, the Satanic Rituals, the Illuminati, the European Illuminati. So we'll dive into a variety of different things. But I want to just have a nice introduction here for Julia. It's wonderful to have you here today, Julia.
Thank you, Andrea. What a wonderful introduction, too. And I've been looking forward to doing this with you.
You've had a pretty good week. I think we've had kind of I've had a bit of a rock and roll between my husband having some issues and then us having a little bit of continued issues between our relationship, which is all going to be cleared up. But
Is he doing okay?
no, we're going to work on it. It's got a lot of it's we have to work on some things. Yeah, it is what it is, right? So
Any good relationship, you have to work on things. That's just the way it is.
yeah, yeah, it's just I think it's more not so much the relationship as the trauma that we have here on this planet.
Exactly.
That again, so many of us have experienced and survived. So yeah. So when did you first notice that you were clairvoyant and clairsentient?
Gosh, probably from age 4.
Wow, okay.
And the reason I knew that I could always feel people's emotions before they would say anything, I was able to read a room pretty quickly, probably from growing up in a lot of violence, too. It was a survival mechanism.
Yeah, yeah.
I was able to see demonic entities at a very young age. And my brother and I, interestingly, saw the same things. And
Yeah.
we used to talk about it. And I remember many times seeing there was a particular entity that lived in the attic when I lived in Michigan. It used to grind, like make a grinding noise.
Oh,
Do you
wow.
hear that? Do you hear that? And we'd go look and we could see it and we'd run. I just remember doing that. I mean, many times. And I thought it was normal, like everybody would see.
Right, right, right.
So
Yeah. When you're kids, you don't think anything of. People ask, well, how come you didn't? When you're a kid, this is all just normal stuff. You don't ever think of it as being something that nobody else experiences.
exactly. Until you're told, hey, you're crazy or you're a weirdo.
Yeah, yeah.
You
Actually,
didn't just tell them yes and your point.
it's funny. I was just watching something popped up on YouTube. I don't know how true it is, but they said when most people close their eyes or they shut their eyes, right? They see nothing but black.
Mm.
And I didn't know that. That's just something and as a matter, it's something I just learned maybe a week ago when watching. I'm like, what? They're like, yeah, it's normal that when you close your eyes, you just see black. I'm like, they said it's very rare or strange or whatever for people who close their eyes and they see like colors or waves or visions
Oh,
of.
really? Well, this
Yes,
is
I just learned that. So we just all learned something.
wow. Well, I've always seen colors and
Right?
stuff.
I thought, like, what?
I'm like, really?
So
Wow,
I
that's
guess, yeah, this
confusing.
guy was a doctor, and it was one of those shorts, and this lady was talking about it in one of her shorts that, oh, when I close my eyes, I see all kinds of things, and he's like, oh, that's weird. Most people when they close their eyes, it's just black. I'm like,
Really?
yeah, that's what I so
News to me.
news to me. So I'm sure to a lot of our visitors are gonna be like, really? Yeah,
Yeah,
apparently.
no. Oh
You
my
know, I
God.
don't, you know, I don't hang around people or ask normal people questions, and yeah. So I think right, it's natural, as we were saying, for kids not to understand or realize that some of these things are bizarre, right?
Exactly. And it's very sad when you do get kids that are open psychically, like they have what they call an imaginary friend or something.
Right,
Unless the parents are open and smart,
right.
which there are some, they just get shut down from that.
Yeah,
Like, oh, it's just your imagination. And it's just, you know what I mean? It's like, it just gets dumbed out of you.
yeah,
And then you have to unlearn all the stupid garbage that they teach you.
right. And then we know, that's actually all on purpose. It's meant
Yeah,
to.
of course it is. Yeah, it's all by design to
That's
not help us realize how great we really are. And I don't mean in an egoic sense. I mean it in a sense that we're incredible creators.
yeah. Well, they
And
don't want you to know that.
use us for that because the cabal cannot create for itself.
Yeah, they don't want you to know that. No, but
Oh,
you know,
yeah,
we
no.
came from similar backgrounds, of real Italian backgrounds,
Yes,
and I
absolutely.
and I and I'm not sure if you noticed, but the spiritual or that kind of stuff was accepted. What they would call like maybe the voodoo that they would practice and
Oh, the
different.
Stregheria. Yes.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, there was always one in the family. Ah, man, that's Strega.
right.
And but they were respected. Maybe they thought they were a little weird, but they were respected.
Yes, yes. I came from a
It's
family
the
that had those
carryover from the hedge witch years ago,
right.
before that. So
Exactly.
the
Yeah,
ones that they didn't kill off.
right. Yeah, so I think there are some, particularly again, the Mediterranean cultures, Ireland, some different places,
Definitely Ireland, yeah. Yeah.
where a lot of this was, again, I don't think it was, open. It was, a little suppressed, but it was
Where I
accepted.
live here in New Mexico, we have Santeria
Oh,
because we have a large Hispanic population. And
yep,
the really thing that I was really excited about, because I also am an herbalist. I
right.
no longer practice, but I do use it for, on a small level for my kids and stuff. They are very open to herbal healing, natural remedies, even laying on of the hands,
Yeah.
all this kind of stuff that I did in my shamanic practice. And people are like very accepting of it.
Mm.
They don't think you're strange or weird. So it's like, geez, I found my zone. I'm so happy moving here. I said, this is the best thing I ever did, because my husband that passed away 9 years ago, he and I used to do the healings together.
Wow.
We were like two halves of a conduit, you
That's
know.
amazing.
And just like you showed the other day using two different stones, you had one that was earthbound and then your amethyst.
Yeah.
Well, our bodies created that kind of a circuit, and
Wow.
lay hands on people, and we never charged money. We just did donation only kind of thing. We had little jobs and stuff like that, and the
Oh,
people here like were so open to it. It was wonderful.
that's amazing.
Not everybody got better, but I mean, at least it gave people some comfort,
Right,
which
right.
was really wonderful.
Yeah, that's
So yeah, yeah.
actually, before we get into some of your other work, I'm going to bring up some of these since
Sure.
you're,
Oh,
I'm
Billy.
going to bring up. I'm going to share the screen here for folks to, and of course, we're going to put your website in the, here it comes,
Oh, I appreciate that very much.
in the description so folks there we go. I got the window light that comes in here so you can actually see me, but then it makes it a glare, so I have a hard
Yeah, no,
time.
I
I can't
understand.
see.
No,
I
I know
like
it's like I'm dying now.
my natural. I like my natural. Is Venetian cat fine art, and this is you still sell paintings and do
Oh,
commissions.
yes. I
So
do mainly commissions now. So if anyone wants anything,
oh,
just email me and you want your house, your dog, your cat, a beautiful scene, a
mhm.
photograph, I can do it. I
That's
can do
it's
it.
mind-numbingly. The stuff is so gorgeous. Look at this. I'll bring. I think it should
Thank
be.
you so much.
And I was a classically trained artist, so here's some. Look at this. I mean, that's insane.
That's
That's
the way I love to paint.
absolutely, mind-numbingly gorgeous there. So,
Thank you, Andrew. I appreciate that.
well, like I said, I
Now, especially coming from you, the junk from the
I
good
know
stuff.
I know what good art is. I also God, I got my master's in some of it as well. So, I mean,
Oh, cool.
just yeah. So this is just this is the old style, gorgeous stuff.
That's my whole thing. It's like the old style painting.
I mean, it's just like
And there was a link at the top of the page if people want to see the type of pottery I
you
used
can
to
tell me
do.
where you want. Oh, yeah, and yes, you have pottery for sale still?
No, not anymore, but there's
Oh,
let's see, where was it? Oh,
there it
it
is.
was it was on the original page.
No
If
page.
you go back to the home page,
Oh, oh,
and it
there it is.
says, yeah, the past pottery.
Yeah, oh yeah. Oh my God. Yeah, literally. We were
That-
talking about this before we did our that's insane.
yeah, that's the stuff I used to do.
That looks Etruscan.
It's Greek,
Greek. Okay.
red period, they call it.
Wow.
And
Yeah.
that
So you don't
got
have any
to
more of
be,
these for folks who are interested in buying, they'd have to find it.
yeah, I unfortunately, well, not unfortunately, I just don't do it anymore. Once
Right.
my husband passed away, it got physically too heavy.
Exactly.
So
Oh, you have a YouTube. Okay, so folks can play with this. They can go on, you have a
yeah,
YouTube,
they can go on YouTube and see a few things
see
I've
all the
made
stuff.
a
They can,
lot,
they can
but
drool over stuff they can't have.
yeah, yeah.
They can't drool.
Well, who knows? If people actually wanted it, I could probably start making it again on a small scale, you know.
Absolutely brilliant. Look at that. I mean, my God. So okay. Okay. Yes. So
But
yeah,
I sold to a lot of museums and stuff that needed
I'm,
replicas. So that was good. But that's kind of what I'm doing with my art now is anybody that wants or loves, like, 17th, 18th, and 19th century painting. I'm
oh,
your person.
oh my God. Yeah, I definitely second that. That's brilliant.
Thank you. Because I love doing that kind of genre. I don't care. It's just art is a matter of taste. I mean, I don't put
Right.
anybody down for whatever
Not
style they do. Like you say, you do you, right? But
yeah, these are echoes of some past lives that you've
this
had.
is a yeah, oh, absolutely. That I do have memories of.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. I'm
Yeah.
not,
I've been around a long time in this
uh,
place.
yeah, yeah,
My
my
gosh. Time to leave this, time to blow this taco stand. I'm ready.
under you and there's a legion of people.
Yeah, exactly. Just
It's
don't leave,
it's
don't
kind
leave
of like
without me. I'm right here.
a
So
rapture. Oh my
mm,
God. Even people who didn't think about leaving are like, you know what? Yeah, I could get the hell out of here too.
yeah, I could do that.
I could
Yeah,
do that. It's just so funny.
exactly.
It's
As long as you don't go to some kind of carnivorous planet where they eat us.
right. Big plants like
Yeah, like what did it? There was a Twilight Zone episode
oh
where
yeah.
the humans were the menu.
Well, actually we are.
Yeah.
Um
Right. Well, yes,
not eat,
exactly.
not eaten by
Food.
plants, but for sure we're definitely on the menu for not other humans and yeah.
Exactly.
YouTube, so everybody knows where a lot of that meat goes, but yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Right.
Actually, uh, you wanted to share some of that, and that's super gracious that you are open to this. But your family came from Italy, and when they came over,
Yes.
they actually come from
So
many
my
lines of yeah, yeah,
my family was from Abruzzi.
Abruzzi. Okay,
Abruzzi. Yeah, it's they say that's where the best food is, and I have to agree.
that's
Um, my grandmother was a baroness. Her mother was a marquisa. And the family money is pretty well gone now. But my
it.
father grew up in this gorgeous mansion that a cousin of mine actually has restored that sits on a plaza in Roseto. And it's absolutely beautiful. And my grandfather was a doctor and knew he worked in Ethiopia.
Hmm.
And
Yeah.
forgive me if I butcher the name. Lassi Kalasi, I think was his name. He was one of the kings or very important people there. So there was a lot of connections also with the church, with the Illuminati, the Knights of the Holy Sepulchre, the Knights of Malta, all this kind of stuff. So I had no idea of this. I just used to think, well, my family came from Italy and the family was rich. So of course, you're connected to all this stuff. Never thought anything of it, thought it was just a bunch of baloney. And it turns out that after I knew that there was something really wrong. I could feel it. I saw when I would go to Italy in the summertime to stay with my father's sister. And I could feel like there were certain parts of the house that
Mhm.
the energy was really bad.
Mhm.
And so my cousin and I, another cousin, used to go upstairs, and there was this beautiful room that looked like it was made in the 1700s. It had these ginormous oval mirrors with gold leaf accents and like a central piece of furniture, which is like a round bench covered in green velvet. And then these beautiful velvet covered chairs. And we used to sit and pretend we were rich people. We used to bring tea and used to sit and drink our tea. And little did we know that this is exactly what went on. Fast forward to when my late husband died 8 or 9 years ago, we were definitely a soul bonded pair. I was very blessed to have a relationship like that where we could communicate telepathically and just so many things. But anyway, the trauma was so great upon his death that my mind kind of just blew open and all these repressed memories started to come back.
Wow.
And thankfully, I was doing grief counseling. So it helped me process a lot of the abuse that happened. And I would see, like, just orgies and just
Oh yeah.
people just
Yeah.
doing awful things to children, and I won't go into detail, but y'all know what I'm talking about.
Everybody knows. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And so this continued because my father immigrated to America, in Boston specifically, and we still had these Italian connections, with these different groups. And I think what came back to me, I think he was using me as a child for trafficking. And I wasn't transported
Right.
or taken places or bussed anywhere, but the people would come to the house. I was drugged.
Yep.
My mother was drugged, so
Yep.
she would be able to say what was going on, although she was an enabler as well. And they did whatever. And this is what I started having specific memories about. And it's actually the first time I'm talking about it openly, but I want to
Yep.
do so that if anyone thinks they're sitting there going absolutely crazy,
Right.
having memories like this, you're not alone and they're real.
Yeah.
And that's what I want to say to people. This is real stuff. A book that helped me enormously was by Kathy O'Brien,
Mm-hmm.
called The Transformation of America. And reading that, I could relate so much. And she had another book also that went with it and has you do like some exercises of just writing things down. And for anyone that's ever gone through the, SRA or just CA in general, it's extremely helpful. And she's one person that I truly admire because she's like whole, incredibly, with what she's gone through and has so much passion and life.
Right.
And, has dedicated her life to helping others, and it helped me
Yeah.
just listening to her and reading her book. So I recommend her highly. And if she's ever listening to this, thank you.
You had your when you were living in Boston, your father, as well as people you had come in, were mingling with old Boston elites who also were part of the I mean, when we talk about, I look at it as kind of like tentacles or spider webs all pulling up.
Yes, very much
We
so.
think of something like satanic or just black magic.
Black magic, I would say for sure.
Yes, and there's different varieties. So you have your
Yes.
dark fleet type of ritual, then you have your military type ritual, then you have
Right.
your New Age Satanism, and then you have this really ancient, the one you were a part of, that
Very ancient.
was merging with. So when we think of like the Freemasons, okay, they were
Yes.
bringing over that sort of old style black magic that had originated. This is lining up side by side with the Rothschild.
I would say it merged a lot with the Kabbalah.
Well, that then it will merge with the Cabal.
The Kabbalah that I'm talking
Oh,
about.
oh yes, it tentacles.
Because my grandfather on my mother's side was very much involved with Jewish folks because he was in the
Yeah.
textile
Yep.
business. And there was a lot of dark stuff that popped in.
Yep.
Again, with the visions came back when my husband died, of stuff that went on with him and how he actually got to power.
Yep.
And how he actually made it carte blanche as an Italian from the old country into an all Jewish country club. That doesn't happen by accident.
They're
So
all of these religions, and also in Protestantism, there are sects of
absolutely. Yes.
Protestantism that are all part of this dark ritual stuff. So it's actually the Freemasons you would see. So the Freemasons played with Protestantism as well as a weird type of British-based occultism.
Mm,
This type of witchcraft type emerged in the Middle Ages, but it really gets centralized and merged with some of the satanic in the 18th century. And you would see this also in Ireland, where
yes. Yes.
it would do demonic things.
And a lot that's been hidden
Oh,
under
absolutely. These are what they call their secret societies.
Catholicism,
Yes.
because when you get into the higher echelons of Catholicism, that's what it is.
Oh, absolutely.
you know.
All of these things are all
Sadly have relatives quite heavily involved in that, and I just,
absolutely.
they don't even have to say it. I can feel it. I just know it's there.
Yeah. So that's how your father was able to sort of merge and they knew
Oh
the
yes,
the really old style cabal.
and he'd take regular trips to Italy.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
You know, I mean, he was brilliant. He did devise a lot of techniques and things like that. But I wonder what was really, because they paid for his trips over there.
Of course.
What was
Yes.
going on, because we didn't see him a whole lot. You know, he just like, okay, you stay with my sister and blah blah blah. And he did his own thing. Cheated on my mother a lot too, but
Oh, well, that's all part. Yeah, that would be
that's all part of it.
that's all
But
part.
you know, so there was some real dark stuff going on.
Oh yeah.
And whenever he'd come, oh, you know, I could just feel it on him. And sometimes
Oh yeah.
David Icke describes this: the eyes would go black.
Wow.
See the, you know, you could just see the entity in him, and he'd do horrible things to us.
Wow. So your brother would also be a victim to some of these things.
He was, yeah. My brother's so broken; it's so sad.
Oh yeah.
I was the only one in my family, I think, that's healed, and I continue to. You know, it's an ongoing process. But I realized with this stuff that not everybody's the same, and not everybody's as strong. Even you're a very strong person to have survived what you did. Not everybody does.
Oh, most don't.
And most don't. And I think that most people are broken from this unless you get some good help, or you have somebody that along the line of your childhood, maybe, that makes you feel safe. Like my maternal grandmother was wonderful that way. She knew it was going on, but she'd often say, come on and stay with me for the summer and
Oh,
get me out of there, because she knew it was happening. She just couldn't say anything. Same
well,
stuff happened to her.
yes. I mean, and I think that's I hope this comes out because it's such a tragedy. All of I'm going to say millions of people,
The people affected.
billions around the world that are victims of my labs and secret space programs and the satanic ritual and the old style cabal and all these different things.
Exactly.
Um, you know, that needs to, it's just so wrong that they're still suffering in quiet. And that's still, it needs to, and not by grifters who are making money off. I can't, I don't
No,
understand that.
no,
I don't, I don't, it always amazes me and other victims of this. And I don't mean people who are doing healing and sharing and that kind of thing, but the people who just run around, talking about this like it was a summer vacation or a job they had.
talking heads. Yeah, I know. And you can,
I don't, yeah.
I mean, you and I both have strong enough intuition and have had enough trauma. You can spot that stuff quickly.
I think they're still operate. I mean, that's what's happening. My suspicion with those people is that they're still operatives.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
It's definitely part of a psyop. I agree.
yeah, it's the V2K. They're still being.
And they very well, could have been abused. And the sad thing
Yeah,
is that unless you're able to eventually individuate,
yeah,
that's all part
yeah.
of the healing. And if you can't, they've got you.
They got yeah.
Whether you want it or not. I can't totally fault people for that, because they're
Oh,
doing the only thing they know. And it's just, it's just sad. The only thing you can do is be a powerful example to them, and maybe hope that someday they break free.
I think you just cracked the code right there. It's the people who can individuate and the people who can't.
Yes, exactly.
That's exactly what you can feel in certain people where they're
Yes.
still there's like a cord.
Yeah, and I mean, it's made out of titanium, man.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
I suspect in some of these people the manipulation and the mind control that was done. So it's very intense, and I think that was what
It
was. I
is.
just want to bring up Andy. Andy found this video of this staffer for a congresswoman, and
Oh, I saw that.
yes,
Yes. Oh my gosh.
classic for
See
some.
her eye, you just see
Yeah,
her face change and stuff.
they become familiars basically. That's the best word I can use. They become
Maybe,
they're groomed and brainwashed and groomed and fractured that they become the familiar of the handlers.
something, I honestly think that's what happened to my brother.
It's
So
very
he's so fractured, and
yeah.
you know, he he's the type that you just can't depend on him as far as like if he makes a commitment, he'll back off at the last
Yeah,
second.
drama. Yeah.
I finally said, okay, it's time to reevaluate. Let's change our expectations here and understand this guy, he's probably doing the best he can, but he's fractured and he's broken.
Yeah.
And
Has he ever,
he never was as strong as me because I was the one always fist fighting his fights after school for him because I protected him. I was the oldest one. So I was always the one that said, okay, bring it on. I was the warrior in the family and the black sheep.
yeah.
But I realized it's like he's always been a very sensitive individual. And I think it just, whatever happened to him did a job. It really did. He was in the military, a career
Oh God.
as a priest.
Oh God.
He was unarmed, you know, yeah, really heavy into the church and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
he's not a bad person. It's
Not
just
at all.
broken.
Yeah.
Just broken.
I can
And like you
imagine.
said, that's so many people. He's never learned to really individuate, you know. And then of course you marry into abuse because you don't know anything different. It's comfortable, it's familiar, and the cycle continues, you
Oh,
know.
absolutely. It's almost like they clone you within your own body. That's what you're seeing.
Yes. And I found it a very interesting thing that kids that grow up like in really dysfunctional families, without even realizing it, repeat the same exact pattern that the parents do.
Oh yes,
You know,
absolutely.
they swear they're not going to do it. Their subconscious is so programmed that unless you get help to individuate, you're doomed to face the same thing.
Well, it's also in the genes because when you
Yes,
that's the genes that you carry. That was done on purpose. This is all part of the ritual.
that's
So,
true.
so it's science. We're talking about science, but it's the way the Cabal works it is ritual. So they use all these different mind control social devices to
Right.
create these intense dysfunction and fracturing. These people have babies, and of course, it's perfect because that's already there in the genetic makeup of the baby. And the child that goes through the trauma, whether it's the myelabs, whether it's this kind of trauma or whether it's just the it's all part of it. So a dysfunctional family, whether it's alcohol, whether it's addiction, right? Whether it's whatever it is that
Or
creates
just that your family's foobar,
mm,
like mine was, you know, effed up beyond all recall. And
all layers of that. That's on purpose. That's by design.
I have to wonder, that's a really good point because I have to wonder, you know, they say that a lot of us volunteered to be envoys. I feel like I
Yes,
am. I
yes.
think my job is to, it seems like helping people travel through the process of death. And that's been my thing.
Yeah.
Um, and I wonder if I intended to come to a nice family and somehow got hijacked into
No,
this.
it's you came in as badass and part of it was undercover.
Thank God.
They got part of it is an undercover mission. They usually only use the Marines, the
The Warriors, right?
yeah, because we need to understand what was actually going on, and you would be relaying information at the same time while you were
Yes.
experiencing these things, and you didn't care. Um,
Oh, so you're saying that it's like send me there, I'll just do it.
yeah,
And you might be, my son thinks this too, and
yeah.
that's something to really think about. That I probably said, because I asked myself, what in the world was I
Oh,
thinking?
everybody, yeah. No, I
And,
know.
and you're probably the same thing when you had the argument with Ika before coming here, right? And now you're like, oh my gosh, what did I do?
Yeah, I mean, what we're doing is
Oh man, yeah,
a lot of people are here to get the intel, and that's part of what you're doing is because there's quite a bit of out of touch individuals upstairs. We're trying to save the whole. That's not just about saving. This is nothing really does something to do with it.
it's
Save
a universal connection, right?
it's this cabal infrastructure, right? Is
Yeah,
it
it's massive. It's not just a
it's everywhere, right? You got the dark.
yeah,
So they're trying to convince the galactic police, we'll just call them that, that this shit's going, this is extremely dangerous, and we're gonna have no safe place to go. This darkness is going to bleed out into civilization after civilization, and we're
right.
screwed. So people like you and many of the others that joined these programs that came in because the problem was the beings on this planet, and this is when you say you mentioned you help people die, where you help people to get out of the karmic
Help
loop.
them transcend.
Yeah, because otherwise they go right
Yeah.
back in
Yes.
soul
And I
trap.
was successful with that, but I
Right.
do
And
best.
as they get looped and looped and looped into the soul trap, that's the whole plan because they want to create an entire race here of making
Zombies.
human. Yeah,
Well,
zombies.
they're pretty close. I mean,
Oh
most
yeah,
people look at it like
we're at the 11th hour.
NPCs, you know.
This is 11th hour stuff,
I'll
and
give you an example, like so with my friend that passed away, um, he was a good person. He had his issues, but I dated him for a while, broke it off. But we ended up staying friends because I broke it off before I got bitter.
Mhm.
And when he got sick, he didn't have any family to help him. So I couldn't not. It wasn't like I was trying to look good or get, virtue signal or anything. It's like if someone doesn't help him because nobody stepped up, he's going to die alone in his RV.
Wow, yeah.
And they'll find him weeks later, I'm sure. That's what would have happened. Anyway, long story short, um, he didn't understand. And I really tried to help him with the idea of transcending this reality. Like, they're going to trap you
Yep.
and you need to go, and, he just didn't get it. So the best I could have done at that time is try to make him comfortable. Eventually took him to a full-scale nursing facility where they could take care of him, because sadly with liver cancer, this guy he got really mean. The
Oh,
liver, of course, affects your mood. He died from, indirectly from alcoholism.
right, right,
That's what killed him ultimately. He did
right.
quit, but it wasn't, the liver cancer had already metastasized.
Yeah.
But the point is to be able to love somebody and care about them, even where you've got the history, all the junk. If you have good boundaries in place in life,
Yep.
you can do that. So it wasn't to virtue signal. It was just like, because this is human and this is the right thing to do.
Right,
I
right.
couldn't not do it. I would never have been able to sleep at night knowing that this guy's dying and
Yeah.
nobody's helping him. And he didn't have the wherewithal to ask for help.
Right.
So you're going to need help. So thankfully it went okay. It wasn't a beautiful death or anything like
No,
my,
no, no, not that. Yeah. No, no.
thank he's
That's,
in. I hope that he doesn't have to come back.
I don't know. I'm feeling that at the last minute he woke up. He figured it out. Like after he died, he figured it out.
Your dad? Oh,
No, you're that fellow.
oh, you think, is that what you're feeling? Oh, good. I hope
Yes.
so.
That after he died, he says, I did it. I figured it out.
Good. That makes me
And
happy.
that's a huge thing.
Yeah, it is.
No, you saved him. No, yes, I mean save is you got say it to me. Yeah. It's you you did
I
what you're supposed
succeeded
to
in
do.
helping him
This is
avoid
what
the
this
trap.
yeah, you acted as a humanoid. It's the
Good.
lack of humanity that I find so disturbing here.
Oh my God. And like I said, he was
Extreme.
not easy to deal with because of the nastiness. And I had to finally say, okay, that he's sick.
Yeah.
I had set limits with him. If he was putting his socks on and acting like a complete jerk and he couldn't do it himself and he acted like a jerk, I'll be back later. I
Right.
just leave him just like that. And I did not take him into my home because my home is my sacred space.
Right. Right. Yeah.
So, or I would have, but I did everything I could to help him
Yep.
not suffer.
Yeah.
And that's, like you said, that's acting like a real human being.
Right.
And I don't do it just to look good. It's because that's what I felt in my heart was the right thing to do. That's
Yeah.
it.
There's no humanity on this planet. No, you should have no homelessness. You should have no nothing. You shouldn't have it.
No, we shouldn't.
It's
But I will say that, like I said, in this area, there's still pockets of it left because once the family knew,
yeah.
they came forward and stepped up and helped. With the daughter who had been estranged, with the other daughter's kind of useless. She's kind of in her own
Yeah.
world of eating garbage and, just being obese.
Oh,
So it's just really sad to see
yeah.
that. But the other daughter was really wonderful. And the only surviving brother was terrific,
Mm.
really helped with all kinds of things. And, but that's because they're feeling, and even the hospice people, once I found a good hospice, they were fantastic. I mean,
That's
right from the start, really caring. I had one nurse, the hospice company, the first one was awful. We waited 5 hours for an ambulance to come and transport him to the nursing home because he was at the point he couldn't walk anymore.
Yeah.
And, I was helping him go to the bathroom and stuff like that. But it was getting challenging because I was bringing like 25, they were like 40 pounds, tanks of 5-gallon tanks of propane
Oh, wow.
into the, and excuse me, there's no CNA in this particular agency. So I was doing it all myself. Anyway, this one nurse was so kind that she stayed and waited and made sure that we got into the nursing home that night. And we ended up transporting him ourselves.
Wow.
We said, the heck, we're not waiting for these jerks anymore. And then I changed hospice company, but I left her a really good letter of recommendation for caring like that. I mean, you don't see it very often, but when you do, believe me, I acknowledge it.
Yeah.
All right, as I will, spread the good word. I mean, because it's needs to be validated and reinforced rather than the psychopathy that is rewarded.
Yes. Right.
So that you can make a whole lot of money that way. Well, I guess that's not going to happen for me.
No. Yeah. It's those who act in self-service and greed and villainy and apathy and sadism are rewarded.
Yes.
Well,
Yeah.
it's a Draco society. That's Draco. It's a Draco society. That's all part
It
of
is. It totally is. And this is the kind of thing I used to see were these entities.
Yeah. Oh,
I still see them. I can tell if somebody's definitely being controlled by them. I feel them and see them. And both my parents were entity possessed.
yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
So I mean, it was like I always say my mother didn't give birth; she laid eggs and left me there.
Yeah. Well,
like rebels do.
that's exactly what they want. It's all by design. They call in these entities, these 4D entities.
Yes.
They're interdimensional beings, and they call them in, and they want them possessing people.
Exactly.
They get what they need.
And I have to wonder if all those trips to Italy weren't to do these rituals and reinforce it. Because I mean, they didn't care about leaving us alone. I remember my little sister, who's special needs and mentally retarded, had gotten hit by a car.
Wow.
Both knees broken. And she was in a body cast.
Wow.
And my parents decided to go gallivanting off to England, because, we won the trip, and left us with my father's secretary, who was all of 22 years old, to take care of my sister. And so it was the three of us. I was the oldest. I think I was 15. My brother was 13. My other brother was 8, changing bedpans.
Wow.
They didn't even have the decency to hire somebody to take care of her.
Yeah.
And they had the money.
Well, it's not that
how draconian is that?
That's actually about that is exactly what they do in Draco society. So oftentimes, and I think they knew there is so.
Excuse me.
And I think our viewers know, and I don't want to. I got to be careful because it's YouTube. But oftentimes, when something like that happens in a family, the child is under the. So many people who are clairvoyant will see in how can I word this? Oftentimes, children who are born with these problems have an entity.
Oh, she does. She does.
Yeah. Causes the problem. And this
thing.
You go back to indigenous Middle Ages, even also other countries, they'll say that there was so an entity will attach to the child and cause and your family knew that.
I think, I'm not so sure if the entity attached. I think the entity came from my mother and attached, and then
very likely.
Because she was born normal and then started having brain tumors.
Yeah.
She's now, amazingly, 64 years old and survived I don't know how many surgeries. Yeah. There's definitely some kind of an entity, because I remember growing up where, it was just so twisted, but
this is common.
She would tell, I'm telling, she was the informant, I'm telling. And that caused me numerous horrible beatings from my father. you know, and she did it on purpose. She'd make stuff up
Oh
that
yeah.
I didn't do, you know,
Oh,
and it
it's
was
like
that thing.
likely that influence. Yeah.
It was that thing that was in her. And then, you
Yes.
know,
Yeah.
or my mother would do the same thing if I didn't behave exactly the way she wanted. I'm telling your father. And then, of course, you know, the beatings were just unbelievable.
Yep.
So
That's all entity
it's,
possession.
it's all entity possession. And I could see the shift. I watched his
Oh,
eyes
yeah.
dark,
Yep.
and I watched him just, I could just feel it. It was, the eyes definitely went black, but I could
Wow.
feel every entity was almost like orange. And, you know, I could see these colors, and he just, it wasn't him anymore. Well, the
No,
way,
no, it isn't. No, no, no.
and my mother was the
Yeah,
same way. I
yeah.
look at pictures of her, and she had this demonic Joker smile. Like,
Yes, yes, the Joker. Yeah. Oh God,
oh, it's so scary.
it's
I have a
terrifying.
picture of me as a baby,
Yeah.
and she was holding me, and my eyes are like this. I should send it to you.
Wow, yeah, that's
God, yeah, it was just, you know, I should have
oh
brought
my
it.
God. Yeah, no, yeah, that's that you nailing it. They have that Jokers that my aunt mentioned too. I'm like, oh, that's like that's possession or they call it like an oppression where
Yes.
that thing will take over on their face.
Oh,
And
it totally does. And the voice would change, like from her normal
yes,
voice to,
yeah. I've had handlers use that they used my mom. My mom is psychic,
oh, wow.
and the handlers would use my mom, and you could see the transformation where they would turn her into a narcissist,
Oh,
and their bodies change. And like, I need every once in a while, and I've stopped it now. The last time was months ago. It'll just it'll just come over her, and you can just thing would come over her.
yeah,
And,
you just know. It's like, okay,
well,
time to,
because they change right away, and they'll like
yeah, you can just see it's like the whole energy
yep,
completely
yep.
changes on.
Their voice change, their body change. And she actually, because she uses a walker now, she's 93, but you can actually see like she gets strength.
Wow.
Yeah.
My mother would get like, you know, like her I didn't even, you know, she'd have a normal conversation, and then as soon as she'd see me, she
Mhm.
hated, because I think
Yeah.
I knew,
Yeah.
she hated my guts, and she wanted me dead. And
Yeah.
she tried to kill me by getting my father to do it, by baiting him and getting him to beat me more and stuff like that. But she would all of a sudden like just lower her voice, and it got like this.
Oh, right.
And you, Julia, you're just trapped, you know, just like that tone of voice like that.
Wow.
And just, it was like horrific. And
Yeah.
I was a kid, I was like, maybe, you know, I remembered ever since I was young,
Yeah.
really young, like 4, 5, that change.
Yeah. The change. Yeah.
Change. And you know, it's like, doesn't everybody's parents have two personalities like
I,
that?
I think we don't know.
You know, what do we know, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, they never bothered my dad. I
Thank
was
goodness
lucky, that my dad was safe, but they did go after my mom.
you had one. I had my maternal grandmother who for some reason was able to protect me as much as she could. And then I had another is a second cousin that knew what was going on, and she helped
Yep.
me.
There
She
has
was
to be. I mean, there has to be these
with
guides, or they're like
release valves. So, you know, otherwise you go insane.
oh, there's no way, right? I mean, they put those things into place where there's some protection for you.
Yes, there
Not
was.
and those who don't have it, I think they're dead. I mean, I don't think
I
they're.
think so. They're dead, or they're just in a nut house somewhere, or
Oh
just
yeah.
got all kinds of drugs. I lucked out and had some good teachers in school.
Yeah.
One was my art teacher, and the other was my Latin teacher, who
Mm,
you stay after, you know, and do extra work and do extra credit stuff, and
yeah.
you know, and help me cope.
Yeah.
My art teacher let me come every study hall, stay as long as you want, just keep painting. You know, she was awesome, and she was Italian too, so
Yeah.
she was
They
great.
throw these plants, the good ones, right? They're like the
Good ones, yes. So I had
bad.
this all along the way. Thank goodness, and I'm so grateful for that. I look back,
Yeah.
and then got blessed with an amazing husband. Not that we didn't have our issues, because he too, like your Ika, was traumatized horribly by his father, and
Oh,
that's that whole Carabinieri line. You know the Carabinieri in Italy.
yes.
They
Yeah.
have to have 6 generations of no crimes and all this type of stuff, and it's all bloodline.
Yep, yep.
His father was one of those guys that was absolutely horrific to my late husband, you know. So anyway, by the time we got together, we had both done a lot of therapy and gotten a lot of help
Yeah,
and continued together, you know, and we had an amazing marriage, 20 years, you know,
yep.
but you know, we had to work at it like you do, you know, like any good relationship. That's why I was saying any good relationship you have to work at, because this planet is so full of trauma
Oh, it's
and so full of just negative emotions and rotten people
oh,
that
it's
if you're any kind of a human being, you're going to have issues navigating it. You know, you just are. It's just, you know, it wouldn't be appropriate if you didn't. There's something wrong with you.
yeah. It's or you joined them. You either joined Sith or you didn't, but it's that, you know, it's some, you know, there are, and it can be different for people. Everybody can have their own experiences because some people have trauma, you know, and other people can have, well, I never had any real big trauma, but you might have had, you know, this like death by a thousand, you know, the Chinese water torture type.
Yeah. And
Just
you
boom,
minimize
boom,
it.
boom. Yeah,
And you minimize it. A lot of people do that have been severely traumatized, or you dissociate,
yeah,
or you repress the trauma so much it takes hypnosis to remember it. Or like in my case, it took
right.
my husband's death for me to remember all this stuff.
Yeah.
You know, just
Oh,
like massive, like just, oh my God. I mean,
yeah,
like I said, I was really grateful to be in therapy at the time because I was doing grief counseling.
right.
But man, most people can't survive that stuff.
No,
It's too much, you know. And I have to be careful who I share and talk to
yeah.
because a lot of people can't deal with it. But fortunately, you know, the people that are now in my life are people that I can communicate this with. I mean, you know, they're few people, but they really get it.
Yeah.
They've been there themselves.
Yeah.
They understand. So it's not, they don't look at you like you have five heads and four eyes or something. You know, well, I do have four eyes, but
Therefore,
yeah. you
well,
know,
you're seeing, you know, this is why it's so important for so many people to come forward because it, even if you just reach one person, it's got to be, you got to be, we need these people, we need our team everywhere coming
yes,
forward because you can make the difference in somebody's life. That could be in their 60s or 70s or even older.
that's true.
And they look back at their life now and they're like, "Ooh," and now they can do the healing.
That's true. When I was actively doing shamanic practicing, if that's such a word, I did a lot of soul retrieval on people.
Yeah.
And it was all around, you know, sexual abuse, trauma,
Yes, a lot. That's
child
very
abuse.
cabal. That, yeah.
I mean, man, it's, and then, you know, just working on trying to balance them out and helping them to process some of the memories and things like that. I mean, I'm no therapist. I would recommend therapy and stuff in cases that were really bad.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
But I did get to watch people get better.
Oh yeah.
You know,
Once
they
they
did get better.
acknowledge.
They
Yeah.
helped them reintegrate.
Yeah.
You know, it helped them reintegrate and eventually, in some cases, to individuate if they came from really horrific
Oh yeah.
backgrounds.
Oh. But
And
I think, you know, in the more they understand the process of things, when we, you know, not just us, but when it isn't just like, oh, you know, you say you have somebody who's in their 60s and their father was a rapist, right? And they're like, wow, why, you know, and they're thinking, they're probably thinking their whole life, you know, when they came to terms with, they're just thinking, why would somebody do that? Why would somebody do that? But now they're like, it wasn't just, you know, it's hard to process that, you know, who would do that? But when you realize the person may have been under V2K, they might have been handled. If they weren't Illuminati themselves,
or
that
they just
they yep, they were under an oppression. These oppressions, they can be, you know, elemental types, but a lot of the times they're not. They're actually from the V2K and the mind control.
interesting.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep. So then it can help someone realize that your government, not you know, YouTube, your gov, your milgov religion used um this was part of the plan. This is what they're doing.
basically it's all a giant lie,
It's
deception.
all on per it's all on per none of this is accident. None of
No,
this
it's
whoop, this is all a massive, intricate psychological manipulation to
Yeah.
destroy. And they're going to keep going. It isn't just
Oh
here.
yeah. Oh yeah. Until, who knows? We may need another reset. Who's to say?
I don't see that. I think the fact that all of the what I feel, and you're one of them, obviously, the beings that are here now that have come in, it's kind of like the, A team.
Yes.
Because it took a lot to get anything to be done. Like it's just a lot of it's interesting because just as it is upstairs, it is down here. If it's not my problem, well, I don't care. It's going to be your problem at some point.
That's
So we
right.
finally got to that point where there's the A team had to come in, and a lot of the people here are the founders, the this I don't want to use the word the no, founders, really, the founders of Earth. So
Interesting.
because the founders of Earth were going to create another nice little planet for humanoids, right? And what happened was these other nefarious groups decided that they wanted this planet too because it's pretty damn nice. So
It is in a lot of
and
ways.
yeah, they came in and took over. And, so now we're kind of the people who had originally anticipated that there'd be another nice little race here are now back,
Trying
and
to get out.
you may want to go back into your time and see if you're one of them. And I recommend people do this to go back into their own. And we're going way back,
Yeah.
there's no such thing as time. So when you go into the astral, it doesn't matter. But you can go way back and realize that, hey, I remember being there at the conferences when they were beginning to decide how they were going to, bring life to this planet.
I do remember being connected to the Aboriginal people from Australia,
Oh, they're all
which are
ages.
very, very, very old. And I have visions of, being in tribes of
Oh yeah.
very different than it is now. I mean, they had wealth,
Yes. Yeah.
they had everything. They were healthy
Oh yeah.
and happy. And I remember being part of that on this planet,
Oh yeah. This
you know.
was a really nice place.
Yeah, it was. Well, like I say, entropy is the word of the day. And if anyone doesn't know what that means, it means the slow decay,
Yes.
everything, entropy.
Yep. And they
Like,
did
yeah,
that with
this
the
restaurant was really great. Now it really sucks. It's like entropy.
well,
Yeah.
we have to go negentropy to get it back into a harmonic state. And
Yes, exactly. And
I
that's
don't
what we're trying to do.
I don't know how they're gonna do it, but it's still saying that's way above my pay grade. But that's that
Just
so
no
the
at
well,
all.
it's what's so tragic is that it's gone on for so long. And it blows my mind that nothing was ever done. Anyway, um, the cabal has been down breeding, and there is going to be a breeding. There is going to be. So we have a lot of ETs with us here. I don't know how they're going to plan this, but there has to be a breeding program here because we have to breed out the genetics that are not of uh well they're not going to it will not be a sustainable
You
race.
mean you mean you're gonna try to fix stupid?
They will. It's genetic.
Can
Stupid.
they
So they've manipulated the genetics to make that. Like I said,
yeah.
I think it
So
was
you
in
have to do it the way they created it.
yeah, because I think it was in Lord of the Rings. Like didn't the in the Lord of the Rings the bad guys take elves and breed them into orcs?
Yes,
That's
exactly. And you
actually
have to
exactly
undo
what they did here. This
process.
is
Well, that's what I
exactly
see. It's like orcs all around. I mean, look
yes,
around.
because they are.
Yeah, I
And
know.
that's that has to be stopped. And it's sad. It's just that what offends me so much is that it was allowed to happen.
Yeah.
It's like,
Well, I think that it's a double-edged sword because it wasn't just allowed, but people were programmed
yeah,
to have it happen as well.
it's it's
You
uh,
know,
it's
all the chemicals they dump on us, the programming in
it's
the
all part of
schools,
it.
it's all connected. The constant repetition, the
Yep,
hypnosis on
yep,
TV.
yep. It's hypnosis. Yeah. That's like I mean, some people get joke programs. Yeah, because it's program. It's all that horrific. I think it's a combination of their design was to get rid of a lot of the beings on the planet and then use the rest in humanism to turn them into grays.
I'm just hoping they'll fight amongst themselves enough that they'll implode.
Yes, and that's what's actually, see,
It's
that's
my
the thing.
rather than a reset. They need to be reset and get the heck out. You know,
They don't have the power that they had within, God, 30 years ago, really around that, or 30, 40 years ago was when the cabal started to disintegrate.
because they're being exposed.
Yeah, they're
Starting with, starting with, I mean, not everybody likes David Icke, but I love David Icke.
I do.
Had the guts to just do it. He talks often about having maybe 3 people in an audience, and he just kept going. And look at him today and how he's been vindicated.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
36 years, God bless him.
Man, all the,
Matthew O'Brien, talking about, and there was another one, I'm trying to think of her name, Arizona Wilder,
oh yes.
you know, who Ike interviewed actually. And this is all coming to light now.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that does, they do thrive on being hidden.
Oh, they would go bananas to hide. I mean, their whole thing was to hide this.
Yeah, it's like,
How they, yes, they would. I mean, anybody, yeah, no one could come forward with this. Because even if you look at the age of the contactees, right, the Billy Meyer, and then going back to Albert Coe,
right.
Menger, and Adamski, all those in Van Tassel, blah blah. None of them really mentioned the cabal.
I wonder
Now
why.
the ETs did, but they didn't know. See, these people that were working at that time didn't know the ETs were trying to bring it forward a little bit
Uh,
because it's energy manipulation. That's how the cabal runs the planet is by grounding it deep within this dark, heavy lead energy. And the
and
way they
generating.
maintain that is through all of the different rituals that they were doing for centuries.
And then they have us create it by creating the divide and conquer thing, and
Absolutely.
which generates loosh.
That,
They just, they just drink it up.
yeah,
Yep.
it's what
Yeah.
people
So
talk
we're
about.
like a farm.
Yeah, 100%. This is an energy farm.
Yep, it is. And we're the
Yeah,
harvest.
absolutely. And this
But I
is,
do wonder though, you asked a really good question the other day, and you were talking about why is it that some of us, like yourself,
oh, awesome.
don't seem to get brainwashed into this crap.
And
Like
a
we're able to sort of stay the course and see it.
friend,
And I've got a lot of grief for that all my life.
a friend of mine asked me that, because he meets with different people. His father is one of them, and he's like, I'm beating him in the head, and I'm like, that. And he's so funny. He's very expressive, and he's like, how can they? And he's so funny because he's like loud, and he's like, and it's just like, how can they not? And I'm like, I know. It's like they glitch. He's like, yes. And he's like, and he's like, how did we? I don't, because you meet a bunch of people all the time who get it, and it's like, how come we get it and they don't get it?
you don't, or they're just in another zone. Like, I mean, I went the other day to the insurance company because I had to cancel my friend's insurance. And there's only a couple of days. They wanted the death certificate. So I said, well, so I walked in, and this girl, she was another NPC, sadly. I said, well, you can, here it is. You can you can just have this one. You don't need to copy it. And she just like blank. She takes it to the copy machine, copies it, hands it. They're like, nobody home. And I said, can you wait till Friday? Because Friday is when it actually expires, because I can't cash a check made out in his name, right? Well, no, she cancels it anyway. It's like, do you not listen? Are you not capable of understanding the English language?
No,
Did you know what I just said? And they're just on autopilot.
they're programmed. Yeah,
So I didn't even get mad. I'm going, just kind of roll my eyes. Oh, friggin' well.
yes,
That's the way it goes. Next time I'll wait myself.
yeah.
So,
No, and so many people are noticing that, and now that it's just a glitch.
it is it like they're glitched out, and you can tell she was metabolically unhealthy, really overweight, and
Oh, that's all on purpose, of course, too.
of course it is, and and a lot of people that are that way have no clue, and then they're given the wrong information because the doctors always tell them, well, eat less and move more. By the way, here's a pill and here's a shot.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, man, no, that has nothing to do with it.
It's got everything to do with it.
well, I mean, that they're giving the wrong information, yes.
That's
But eat less and move
what
more,
they're,
that's not
let's just
solve the
say,
problem.
yeah, what they're given is on purpose.
Yeah, oh, that's right, yes. The misinformation, absolutely.
Not just the miss, no, the stuff.
And the stuff, of course, because that's going to make them more malleable.
Mm.
Exactly.
Uh,
It's
The,
like,
the,
well,
the,
you're
the,
already having trouble. Let's give you some stuff with nanotech in it. And they don't tell you.
yes, the
Let's
farm,
really advertise it as the latest, greatest thing since sliced bread. And then once
all
they
these,
suck it right up, oh, cool, I can eat all my garbage food and take that. I'm good.
oh, you're good. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's the
it'd be
plan.
real good for the cabal.
That's the plan. Yeah, I know.
It's like cattle farming.
well,
It,
no, it is. It is.
it is cattle farming, I know.
Yeah, yeah, it's a farm because it's not a prison
I'm
planet.
not trying to body shame anyone. Please understand that,
Oh no, it's just
at all. I'm
you
just
can't
talking just the way the system is so rigged.
yes.
It's not here to help you unless you find the exception.
Yeah.
Hospitals are not your friend and doctors are not your friend.
We have to be careful. This is for entertainment purposes only.
Yes, that's right. It is
You get
entertaining. But
that
sit down
shit.
and
Use
get your
bagel.
popcorn and just watch the show.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. It's people are like I said, my people, but people, a lot of people are getting it because my mom is 90, she gets it.
Wow, that's wonderful.
And this and her, I would say her my family was always, they're always like my mom, her waking up really,
That's awesome.
I'm gonna say within the past like 4 years, maybe, and
It goes to
they're
show
late.
you it's never too late. Where
No.
there's life, there's hope.
My whole family, my aunt, everybody, they all get this. And my aunt watches CNN. Well, she gets this
Wow,
and she wants
that's
to
wonderful.
because and that's where you got to be careful of all these divisions and hatred and stuff like that.
I
Just
know.
because somebody's vaccinated and watch CNN doesn't mean they're not able to wake up. You are able to do whatever you will your body.
That's right. I mean, I know people that are vaccinated that are quite aware. My son is one of them.
Yes,
He was desperate for a job and went and did it. And then
yes,
I suggested what to do for detox. He followed
yes,
that protocol.
easy.
He's extremely awake. And yes, he regrets doing it, but I think that whatever he's done metaphysically and through ritual and different
Up
things, he's been able to clean himself out.
easily.
Different
You don't
ways.
need anything. You control your body.
Yes,
They can put anything in. This is the thing. See, it's what they're trying to do. People have to understand the anti-vax movement is CIA
of course it is.
because it's based on ego. I knew I was smart enough. I was awake and I was smart enough. And it's like,
Just to divide people.
yes, you're like,
Of
that
course.
attitude pisses me off. It's like, who the fuck do you think you are?
Yeah, exactly.
You know who I am? It's like, it's like it's such an asshole personality. You can take anything into your body because you control your body. So that's actually a fear response, an ego response, and an arrogant response, and a Kabbalah response. And they fell for the psyop. I
Yeah.
can put anything in my body without fear from anyone, including the Cabal, and remove it. That's how powerful I am. That's what you have. That's the difference.
And my son knows that, and that's why he was able to do it. But
Absolutely.
not everybody does. And sadly, a lot of people have
Because
died from it.
because they're falling for all of the psyops.
And the psyop is to make us small,
Yup.
make us feel less than, make
Yup.
us feel unworthy.
Yeah.
And if you fall for that, then you don't realize the greatness of what you are.
Yes.
That's exactly right. Kathy O'Brien says that a lot, when she does her talks about just we're so incredibly wonderful and powerful.
Yeah.
And that's the last thing they want you to know.
Yes. That's how you know it's a psyop.
Exactly.
It gives you power and love.
Yes.
Then
And
it
love triumphs over evil.
right. If it's all about fear, if it's all about ego, if it's all about making an ass, if it's all about exclusion,
Then
then
it's the
it's
wrong.
a psyop. Right.
Yeah, it's a psyop. Exactly.
It's just so like
It just takes a lot of time in living on this planet to see that, because it's done. I will say this, they are clever. They have
Oh,
no wisdom, which makes them dangerous.
off the charts.
They're extremely clever, off the charts, as you say. They're brilliant at it, and they know what they're doing, but they're not wise, and they don't
No, right.
on humanity, because humanity will always rise above evil. What I'm saying by humanity is being able to do something from your heart,
Yeah. Yeah.
doing something because it's right,
Right.
doing something because you're a decent human being. And that doesn't mean you do it for everybody. You have to have good boundaries.
Boundaries, right. Right.
Absolutely, because otherwise you end up burning yourself out and you will get predated upon.
Yes, at all. Yeah.
There are people that are not quite human on this planet that are
Oh,
predators.
oh my God.
Taught kids that a long time ago, and thankfully they've all done pretty well because they're aware of it. You know,
There's a lot of predators on a lot of predators.
it's rewarded. You know, we were
Yeah.
talking about that earlier. It's absolutely rewarded. The more of a psychopath you are, the more money you're going to make,
Right.
because
Right.
it's at the expense of everyone else.
Yeah.
It's all about really reprogramming yourself,
Yep.
individuating from the herd,
Yep.
and realize what does really count in life.
Yeah.
In my opinion, it's try to be the best version of yourself that you can be.
Yeah.
Help the next guy, like I said, with good boundaries. Be kind.
Yep. Yep.
And be creative. Creativity is really important. They hate that. They use us to create.
Oh, yeah. Well,
Screw it. I'll create what the fuck I want. I'm sorry, but no, I'm not.
well, that's exactly what Ika said. That's what you see in modeling the behavior. When people meet visitors, right? It's the first thing you know. It's just like it is presence. They have a presence.
Mm.
They're in their body. They're centered,
Oh, wonderful.
and it's just it is an honoring, you know. Just what
Yes.
you did to that man who was passing away. It's an honoring.
Yeah.
That's not throwing away boundaries. You got to have boundaries. That's the thing. That's what people get. That's what the cabal screws it
That's
up.
what people get mixed up. And I try to help with that because I didn't used to have any at all.
Right. Me too. Same. You know, and again, that's what we're trained at. I blame the school systems for that, actually.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
especially.
You know,
You need to go to the bathroom, too bad.
too bad. Yeah, I know. The school systems train Lord of the Flies. School was Lord of the Flies.
Yes, it is. I used to call it prison.
It
And
was.
vacation was furlough.
It's a
Vacation,
mind control.
summer vacation was furlough. And I did well in school because I was a good repeater.
Right.
That's the only reason. Did I learn anything? Not really,
Yeah.
except how to survive and
Well,
stay away, you know, how to
learn
find
what not to do. You learn
Yeah.
it's no good and what not to do, and that's such invaluable knowledge to walk
Oh
away
my
from all of
gosh,
those.
it is. And I learned to fight bullies in school too.
Yeah, yeah.
You
And
know,
you learn that there's evil.
it's called, you finally snap and can't take it anymore, and then you black out, beat the crap out of them, and then you come to yourself, oh, was that me? Cool.
Sometimes you have to, I hate to use the word destroy, but sometimes you have to destroy evil.
I taught that my children. I said, if you got a bully that's bothering you,
Yeah,
and they won't leave you alone, and you try to be nice about it. I said, you get them when they're not looking, beat the crap out of them, and then walk away. They
it's,
won't bother you
no,
anymore.
they're predators.
Exactly.
You know,
And the kids have known this, so they've always done. They've been able to protect themselves without having horrible guilt, like, oh, I just hit somebody. Well, no, you hit a snake.
yeah. I mean, it's you have to no ET, no visitor can tell you that you don't protect your own body. You have to protect your own body.
Right. And I always tell people, I say, some people are like vipers.
Oh,
how to handle them with a very long stick and very carefully. But know that because they're vipers, they're going to bite you.
Yep.
That's what they do.
Yeah.
You know, there's no
sadly. Yeah. And no worries. That was right into the people. Yeah. No. Well, actually,
sorry, I've got infants in a minute.
I know. No worries. We should wrap it up because I have to go feed the chickens.
Oh, it's time. It's what do they call it? Oh, chicken 100.
It's chicken. My whole day is
chicken 100. Yeah, exactly.
But it was wonderful having you on, Julia, and it's such an honor to have all of our guests on the show, and for
it's been a pleasure, and I thank you. I was really looking forward to this, Andrea.
Oh, me too.
All right.
Well, we will, because I'll be seeing you again, and because you're part of our after hours club that we all.
Yes. Are we doing another one on Sunday?
No, I'm booked full.
Ah, okay.
I've been booked for, but
Understand.
yeah, I try to arrange my schedule, but it's just
I know. You do what you can.
podcasts after podcasts, and so
I
not
know
a
you
lot
live
to,
in a
we
bar.
we got some domestic hiccups with anyway.
I know how, you know what? I'm sending you guys both some good love energy.
Yeah, we've been throwing songs at each other.
Oh,
Like a song war. That's like, oh
a
my.
song work. I love it.
It's
That's cool.
but yeah, yeah. So
I
anyway,
do have a quick question for you. This is just really quick. I was watching I like Dr. Courtney Brown.
oh yeah, Courtney.
I think he's done a lot of good work. So shout out to him. But I was curious what you thought of the ET board meetings, if you've ever seen one of those
I have.
that he does.
I have.
And would you care to share what you think about those? I'm just
No. No.
no. Okay. I was just wondering.
I'll send you to you though in a private message.
Would you? Yeah, I would love to hear what you think. Because
Yeah.
I have some thoughts too. I didn't want to put them down or anything like that, but I do have some thoughts about it. So
Yep.
okay.
Awesome. But so as we always say, in the words of Frank Chili, we will see you all
See
upstairs.
you upstairs. Much love.